Hello guys, welcome back to video number 4 in our introduction to Python, introduction to programming with Python series. So in this video, we're going to be learning about type conversions. So in the last tutorial, we looked at how to take user inputs. We were trying to go ahead and add two numbers by taking the user inputs. So we ran into an obstacle or an error. So in this tutorial, we're going to learn about type conversions and how to solve that error. Okay, so let's go ahead and deal with type conversions in Python. So before we solve that, we deal with type conversions. Let's actually write the code for the last assignment. So in the last assignment, we are asked to create a program that takes in your username, your age, and then finally I think it's about your username, your age, and then I think also about your gender or something. Or your username, your age, and the city in which you live in, and I want you to print it out on the screen for me. Yeah, so the username, the age, and the city in which you live in, and then print out on the screen. So let's go ahead and actually write the solution to this before we jump into dealing with user type conversions in Python. So this is, I'm just going to go ahead and delete all of this. Okay, so we want to take your username, so we're going to say username, and then username is going to be input, and then say type in, let me just delete that. So type let me just say type in your username. Okay, I can't really type in your name. Okay, type in your name, and then you allow the user to type in the name. Okay, so that will be our prompt. And then finally, you also want to take in the user's age. So you say age is going to be equals to input. You're going to say type in your age, or your age, and then the user needs to type in the age. And then finally, we have the username, the age, and then finally the city. So when say city is going to be input, and you say type in your age, your city, basically not your age, so your city, and then the user will be able to type in their city as well. And then finally, want to go ahead and print out the username, and then finally want to print out the age, and then we want to print out the city as well. So great, so we have that. We're going to take the user inputs, and then finally we're just going to go ahead and print it out. That was the assignment. So let's actually run the code and make sure that everything works as it should. So I'm just going to clear the terminal and simply run the code again. So I'm going to simply go back into where my assignments folder is, file is basically, and then simply do python 3 and then assignment underscore solutions.py. Again, if you're on Windows, make sure that you say py right here and not Python. Okay, so but if you're on MacBook and Linux, you say python 3. Okay, so once I have that, I'm going to press enter. I'm going to ask me for my name. I'm going to say Prince. My age, I'm just going to go ahead and say 25 or 26, whatever. And then finally, the city in which I live in, a city called Nairobi in Kenya. So I'm going to say Nairobi, and then Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya. So Nairobi, and press enter. So I got the spelling of Nairobi actually wrong. So let me just write this one more time. So Prince, my age, let me just say whatever. And then finally, I live in Nairobi. Okay, Nairobi. Okay, make sure I get the spelling right this time around. So Nairobi, and then press enter. So you can see I get the name gets printed, Prince. My age is 38, and then finally Nairobi, which is a city in which I live in. So great. That was the solution for the last assignment that we had. So once we have that, now let's jump into type conversions in Python. So I'm going to go ahead and create a path. This is going to be path 04.py, right? So create path 4.py. So once I'm inside of this file, I'm going to go ahead and write the program. So the program is going to go ahead and deal with type conversions. Okay. So let's say I'm going to have a variable called my str num is going to be equals to a string of 80, right? So, and then I can go ahead and check just the type of this, and say type, and then type of str underscore num. So you can probably know that this is just a string, right? So you can go ahead and specify the type in here. You can say string right there. So this is going to be a string having 80, right? So if you check the type, you should turn to type of str. So if I go and clear the terminal, change my directory into my basic, and then simply say python 3, and then it's going to be path 4.py. Okay, when I run the code, I can see okay, I got the spelling of Python wrong there. So I'm just run Python and run the code. So you can see, so type is going to be type of str. So this is basically a string, and you have confirmed it, right? So how are we able to convert this string into a number? Because 80 is a number, right? Just that is surrounded double quotes, so that makes the string in Python. So how do we convert it into a number in Python? So we can say my num. We can say create a variable called my num, and it's going to be of type int, right? Because whenever you convert 80 string into 80 number, is this 80 is an integer, right? So you can say 80, and then you say int, and we pass in str number right here. So it's going to convert this variable right here into a number, and how you do that is simply passing in int and then parentheses, and you pass in whatever you want to convert into an integer. So basically we can convert 80 into an integer, so that should work for us. So once we have that, then we can print out we can check the type of my num. So we can check the type of my num, and my num is going to be of type integer, right? So if I go in the terminal and then run the code again, you can now see it's of type int. Great. So that's how you can convert a string number into an actual integer. What if, let's say that this was let's say 0.998, okay? Can we convert this into an integer? Let's run the code. We get an error because 98 cannot be converted into an integer. But when we convert it into a float, let's say float, and then let's change that it also, this type should be also float, the float type. So I'm going to go ahead and say float. So once I have that and go back and simply run the code again, now you can see we can convert 80.98 into a float, because that's a float point, right? A floating number and not a string. That's why it failed to convert it to a string. Good. So that's we can convert it into from integers to floating point numbers. And how can you convert it into let's say we want to convert it into let me just say I want to convert it into a boolean. So let's say we just have to say this is going to be bool, and also let's change the type to be bool. So that's all. Make sure you just say bool and then parentheses, and you pass in whatever value that you want to convert into a boolean. So this value here, what is going to be is boolean representation. Is it going to be a true or a false? Because booleans are just basically 1 or a 0 or a true or a false, right? So if you convert 80.98 in string form into a boolean, what are we going to get? So let's actually run the code and clear the terminal and then run the code again. So we get back, it's okay, it got converted, but let's check which is it true or false. I'm just going to go ahead and say print, and then I'm going to say my number. So let's go into my terminal, run the code again, and you can see it's true, because whenever there's any number inside of this one is going to be just going to return to us true. And if I type in some gibberish and then run the code again, it's going to be true. But what if there is nothing inside of this string? It's just going to be an empty string. What should we get back? We get back false. So that's how it works. So if there's any integer present, or any value inside of your string, is going to return to you true. If there's no, it's just an empty string, it's going to return to you false. And that's how Boolean conversions work in Python. So yeah, that's basically it for type conversions in Python. So we can actually use this to learn to build different programs. Like in the last row, we're trying to take a user input and add something to it. We can do that in Python. So yeah, so that's all for this video. I'll be learning about type conversions and how you can convert into different types. So just have to say a type name, parentheses, and you pass in whatever value that you want to convert. So make sure that it's actually convertible. If it's not convertible, then you get an error like we did when we tried to convert a float point number into an integer right here. Remember? Yeah. So that's all for today's video about type conversions in Python. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. I'll do my best to get back to you, or anyone out there can help you, right? Because we're all learning, so don't feel shy. Let us know any questions that you have. We'll do our best to get back to you. So thanks for watching, and let me just see what's next on the list. In case I have any assignment for you guys. So okay, so this is the assignment for this tutorial. So the assignment says, the question says, create a program that takes in user weights in kilograms and converts them into pounds. Okay, so create a program that takes weights in kilograms and convert them into pounds. So that's basically it. So here you have to deal with type conversion, because if you take user input, I'm just kind of giving like a hint. If you take user inputs, they're basically of type strings in Python. So you have to find a way to convert it into a number, and then from there you can apply the conversion rate from kilograms to pounds to it by multiplying, and then finally you get the pounds, right, from kilograms to pounds. Yeah, something very similar to that. So let me know if you guys are able to do it, or if you have any issues, let me know in the comment section below. In the next video, we'll write a solution to this assignment, so don't worry if you don't have any issues. You don't have the solution to it, just go ahead and skip the next video. In the next video, we're going to go ahead and find the solution to this. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one. If you haven't yet subscribed, please kindly consider subscribing, liking the video, and sharing this content with anyone who you think might find it helpful. And also hit the notification bell so you can stay updated whenever I upload the next video. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Keep safe.